So top wrist lock is one of the very commonly reoccurring moves in these old professional wrestling matches where there was still some legitimate catch wrestling leaking into it, or even leaking into it's too weak of a word. I would say like legitimate catch wrestling formed, to my knowledge, like the core of everything that was going on, right? But anyway, top wrist lock is a pretty frequently occurring move at this time, um, but it's not always super clear how they get into that top wrist lock position. But in this particular match with Pat O'Connor versus Langevin, there's at least two different moments that I highlighted with footage where you can kind of get an idea of the ways that they set it up. And for my money, top wrist lock setups have pretty high variable level of realism. Sometimes they're done very theatrically in a way that you can look at it and say no one would ever voluntarily give up that position to their opponent, right? But other times you can say, oh, I can see how he got there from the collar tie, and that's feasible. Or I can see, if not from the collar tie, then from some other position. But these two clips from very different angles with slightly different setups in each case show a different way to get to this top wrist lock control. And each of them have their merits. One of them ends up looking just a little bit more like like it could have also been a knife defense setup, as seen in some of the historical historical European martial arts manuals, and also like the same one that shows up in Gracie self-defense and some of the other Japanese self-defense against knife attacks. And that's the second one. The second one kind of looks a little bit more like the knife defense entry. But the first one is one that I would like to further explore in my own grappling matches with anyone who doesn't just pull guard on me, which is becoming more and more of a rare commodity. But top wrist lock is something that I think people can make work for them if they play with it just a little bit more. I mean, I've been able to figure out some of my own transitions. Neither one of them are the ones shown in these clips, but they're both great. The ones in these clips are both doable. Again, I think I kind of favor the first one a little bit, but the second one is doable too. It's just there's a lot more space.